Welcome back to Adelante Chicago. For decades, the United States Hispanic Leadership Institute, or USHLI, has helped shape hundreds of young Latinos as they embark on civic life. This year, they'll do it again with an annual conference that will recognize some of the most influential Latinos in the country. Joining us now is Adrian Calderon. He is the Community Outreach Manager for USHLI. Welcome. Nice to have you here.
Thank you. Always great to be here.
My first question is always, how is Dr. Andrade doing?
He's doing great.
Okay.
I tell people, if I seem busy or tired, it's because he's doing that great and he wants us to do more.
He's a great leader for your organization. Let's talk about the conference that's coming up. You guys have been doing this for years and years and years, and it seems to be getting bigger each time. How's it looking this time around?
It's looking fantastic. We have a great roster of individuals we're inviting. We have great awards that we're giving out, and I think there's a growing interest with a lot of new people coming in from states that haven't participated in the past.
Yeah, and the idea is to bring in young Latinos, so our youth, our high school students, junior high school students, and so explain to folks what you do with them over the course of a day to engage them in civic life.
So about 89% of our participants can fit in the range of 18 to 34. It's for a lot of them, it's their first time coming to a professional conference, first time on a plane, first time staying overnight at a hotel. So we try to target a lot of the soft skills, networking, learning how to build coalitions, and also having an understanding of their culture, where they come from, and how they can use that as fuel to push them forward.
And in fact, in the last decade or so, you guys have registered thousands and thousands of people to vote.
Yes, we have, and we're continuing that practice. We have a great group of volunteers or interns that come in every summer and help us go all across Chicago registering new voters. We also have materials and packets that we deliver across the country for anyone who wants to start their own voter registration, going through a brief training with us and then implementing that in their community.
And the last time I talked to Dr. Andrade, we worked on a story together about getting the youth involved in the 2020 census. How do you use them to spread the message to their families, to get involved, to fill out that application, to fill out that paperwork? And he said, look, they're going to be instrumental in getting a lot of this done.
Definitely. I think for a lot of us, growing up, my parents gave me the mail and said, hey, can you take a look at this? Can you help me? And so we played the role of the translator. Sometimes we worked on our budgets. So from the mouth of babes, right? If we give our students and empower them with the information, the facts about the census, its importance, it's going to come across a lot deeper and definitely stick with the parents and the community overall.
Do you feel like it's different this time around because there is so much fighting, I guess, between political parties, and there are a lot of people would say, look, we're having a lot of issues with the White House, a lot of issues with immigration and deportations. How are you guys maneuvering through that and working through some of that?
Well, I think if you ask anyone how the last couple of censuses over the last 30 years, they'll tell you each one what's its unique challenge. I think the unique challenge for this year is overcoming the fear. Overcoming the understanding that the majority, if not all of the conference will be online. And how do we integrate our families who maybe don't have a computer at home, they use their a smartphone or a tablet, give them access and bridge that digital divide. I think that's one of the bigger things that we're worrying about this year.
Okay. For people at home that perhaps are interested in attending the conference or maybe one of these networking events, what do they need to know? What do they need to do to be a part of it?
They can visit our website, ushli.org. They can register as full participants. There's even an opportunity to volunteer at the conference and give back to that community. So if you're a young professional who's been to our conference before or enjoys helping people build their soft skills, please come on board. We can use your help.
I always think it's great that people get to hear from very influential Latinos across the country, not just from here in Chicago, but from everywhere. Who are some of the people that you're bringing in this year, and what is their message?
Well, I'll start by telling you a little bit about the awards that we're giving away. We have the Dolores Huerta medallion for the Woman of Courage medallion. She is a phenomenal speaker. I think if you asked majority of Latinos, she would be at the very top of their list for impact, for her voice, and she still comes to our conference every year and offers up that award.
Yeah, I saw her, I think, a few years ago she was here. Yeah, she was great. She was wonderful.
She was amazing. This year we're bringing back our good friend the mayor of San Juan, Carmen Yulín Cruz.
Yeah.
She's going to be coming and joining us again and really firing up our students to empower them about their voice. We have great individuals that are CEOs, small businessmen and women, journalists, community activists, all within arm's length of our audience so that they can connect with them and kind of hear their story and pursue their own aspirations as well.
I always think it's so interesting to hear from some of these folks because they do take this opportunity to give very powerful speeches about the topics that are really important to Latinos in this day and age. If people don't remember, back in 15 years ago, Barack Obama was one of the speakers at the conference.
Yes. He came as a I think a young senator Senator of Illinois, and I think a lot of our speakers are return speakers. You'll see the trajectory of their career. And I think it's important for them to share their story with their students so that they realize, hey, if I don't make it out the gate, that's okay. You can still work on it, you can still plan, you can still figure out what your overall aspirations are going to be. And our speakers sharing that story and obstacles and all that, I think is extremely beneficial.
It's always beneficial for students when they see their own succeed and go on to bigger and better things. So you're doing wonderful work. We're going to get the information up on the screen one more time. If you want to visit the website, ushli.org, you'll get all sorts of information about what they're doing, not just for this conference, but year round, because they've got projects going on year round. So the conference, if you're interested in that, that's February 20th and 23rd at the Sheraton Grand Chicago. And I said junior high and high school students because they seem young to me, but a lot of them, the big percentage of them, are college students, right?
Correct.
So I apologize for that.
No, that's quite
for that
all right.
mix-up. All right, so there you have it. USHLI conference coming up in February.